A dramatic video taken by a drone belonging to Ukraine's separate 47th Mechanized Brigade shows heroic actions on the battlefield, where Ukraine's Bradley IFV managed to destroy 2 Russian BTR armored vehicles and their infantry in the Donetsk region. The footage begins with 2 Russian BTR-82 S-8S transporting infantry troops towards Ukrainian positions in the Donetsk region. As they advanced, the vehicles came within firing range of the Ukrainian Bradley IFV. Without hesitation, Bradley targeted the Russian armored vehicle in front and launched an anti-tank guided missile. This first attack succeeded in disabling the front armored vehicle, forcing it to come to a complete stop. However, the second Russian BTR continued to advance without realizing the threat that lay ahead. When the second BTR crossed the damaged vehicle, Bradley launched a second anti-tank missile. The impact of this attack not only disabled the second BTR, but also inadvertently detonated the smokescreen placed by the Russian vehicles, providing temporary cover for their infantry. We can see Russian troops exiting the vehicles, trying to find cover in the open ground. However, their mettle was tested when Ukraine's Bradley returned to action. Using a 25mm Bushmaster gun, Bradley precisely targeted and destroyed the Russian vehicle and its crew. This incident occurred west of the village of Solovyo, Donetsk region, adding a new chapter to the story of the battle that took place there. In the middle of a quiet village, precisely in Novomykhailivka, a heroic act unfolds from fearless Ukrainian fighter. The 79th Separate Amphibious Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces successfully destroyed a Russian armored assault attempt trying to enter the region. Intense footage captured by a Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicle, we can witness a crucial moment of this battle. An enemy tank accompanied by armored infantry dared to challenge the Ukrainian troops' positions. However, bad luck soon befell them when the tank hit a mine and burned heavily, losing its REB power. An initially promising attack ended quickly when enemy tanks burst into flames and their brave infantry was reduced. The strength and resilience of Ukrainian forces were proven on the battlefield, ending the enemy's special operations sooner than scheduled. In footage published by Ukraine's 47th Mechanized Brigade, 2 Russian troops are seen being forced to abandon their T-90 tanks after being ambushed by Ukrainian FPV drone attacks. The 2 Russian troops in the tank heard the whirring sound of the drone flying towards them. Feeling threatened, they immediately got out of the tank and tried to escape. One of the Russian troops tried to act quickly by shooting the drone that continued to chase them. The shot hit the drone and caused the drone to fall. However, even though the drone was successfully brought down, the explosion from the crashed drone was still strong enough to injure the Russian troops with shrapnel. The 2 soldiers then regrouped and decided to continue their journey on foot, leaving their destroyed T-90 tank trapped in a crater. However, the story is not over yet. To ensure that the T-90 tanks could not be reused by Russian forces, Ukraine's 47th Mechanized Brigade sent another FPV drone. This second drone succeeded in attacking and burning the tank. Tanks, once the stalwarts of ground combat, are increasingly being sidelined by unmanned aerial vehicles in Ukraine. Drones, frequently deployed as alternatives to traditional artillery, have been patrolling the skies, dropping explosives on soldiers and heavy armor alike. Soldiers entrenched in battle zones now dread the ominous buzz overhead, a signal that a drone, armed and ready, might soon release its deadly payload. In this dramatic video, we see 2 Russian soldiers hiding in a ditch, trying to evade a Ukrainian FPV drone attack. When the Ukrainian FPV drone first approached, the 2 soldiers tried to make a quick escape through a ditch. However, the drone managed to land right next to them. This moment was very tense, but miraculously, the drone's ammunition did not explode. Luck was truly on the Russian side this time. However, their next reaction was not clever. Instead of immediately running away or hiding better, they shot at the downed drone. Despite this, the ammunition still did not explode. As if luck had not run out, another FPV drone also landed near them. But again, the ammunition did not explode. As the drone strikes continue, we see drones attacking Russian troops hiding in some abandoned buildings. This squad realized that luck was the only reason they were still alive until that day. This makes them have to think twice before being deployed to the battlefield again, because luck like this will not always be on their side. From a height, drones belonging to Ukraine's 58th Motorized Brigade captured a Russian armored convoy consisting of 3 tanks and 2 BMP vehicles. This convoy appeared to be advancing steadily towards Ukrainian defensive positions. A tense atmosphere began to be felt, but the courage of the Ukrainian fighters soon changed the course of the battle. Right in the heart of the battle, via body camera footage from soldiers of the 58th Motorized Brigade, they took cover inside demolished buildings, RPGs ready in their hands. From close range, they launched a surprise attack on the Russian tanks. The Russian tanks, taken aback by this sudden attack, attempted to respond with heavy fire. Thanks to cover and strategic positions that were difficult to find, they were able to survive the counterattack. With well-aimed RPG fire and careful installation of anti-tank mines, Ukrainian forces succeeded in destroying the Russian tanks one by one. Explosion after explosion lit up the battlefield, destroying tanks and effectively repelling the Russian attacks. Some poor Russian tank crews did not survive the total destruction of their tanks. The heroic actions of Ukrainian troops managed to defend their positions and deliver a crushing blow to the enemy. This video provides an in-depth look at the realities of fighting in conflict areas. As the MT-LB vehicle drove at high speed to avoid the attack, it stopped for a moment next to a row of small trees. From inside the vehicle, about 15 Russian soldiers jumped out and quickly tried to hide among the trees. However, the battle was not over. Not long after that, the MT-LB vehicle moved again and stopped again to remove another group of soldiers. In 10 seconds, a Ukrainian mortar landed directly on top of the vehicle. The explosion rocked the vehicle, but the driver, who seemed determined, continued on. The drama reached its peak when the vehicle drove further only to end up hitting an anti-tank mine. The powerful explosion completely destroyed the MT-LB, stranding the remaining soldiers inside a small forest area, far from the front lines where they were supposed to be deployed. Now, with their vehicles destroyed and mortar attacks threatening, these Russian troops are in a very difficult situation, trapped in the middle of the forest, trying to survive in dangerous conditions. This video not only shows the tension of battle, but also the courage and resilience of soldiers on the battlefield. Don't miss this exclusive footage that captures tense and action-packed moments on the battlefield. Watch as the Russian soldiers fight against the attacks that rain down on them in their efforts to survive and continue their mission.